Today is going to be all standing work, pretty much all. We might do some line work at the end. So I would say 2 medium weights. You definitely don't need to go heavy. And we're going to do 8 exercises and we're going to do 2 rounds. Working more slowly, thinking very much about balance and strength from our center. I would say you want to be wearing trainers for this one, just simply to give you more support, more stability. But if you are on a carpet, thick mat, then you might want to just shift to a hard floor, just so that you're not quite so wobbly. Okay, what we're going to do is for our warm-up is go through some of the moves so that we're familiar with them, we know what to expect. Okay, but just to start with, I want you to have a little bend of the knees, hands to your waist, and we're just going to start here with some tuck and tilts. Just sending those hips forward and backward. Okay, just tuck your tailbone right in underneath you and push it out and away. Just tuck under. Good, good. Let's just do another half a dozen like so. So soft through the knees. If your legs are straight, you won't be able to travel as far. So a little bend of those knees, pushing your hips forward and backward. Let's just do a couple more. Lots of pink going on this morning. I didn't realize quite how pink it all was. Okay, now we're going into our it's called good morning. Hands to the back of your head. Now you're going to push your hips back and fold yourself forward and then come all the way back up. Push your hips back and fold yourself forward. So for this one, the shape of your spine won't change. Okay, we'll be doing this one later with a weight, but it's a great way to really feel those abdominals. As you hinge forward, give those abs a good old squeeze. Make sure you don't arch your back. So your hips travel. They go backwards as you lower your chest forward and down, and then your hips come back in as you straighten up. Let's do 3. And come back up. And 2. Great work. And just one more, hinging forward, a little bend of those knees. And come back up. And now we're going to practice our standing crunches. I want you to close your elbows right in by your head. Now this time your hips don't move, butt stays still. And you're curling your spine. I want you to try and touch your nose to your thighs, curling in and then rebuild. So don't let those hips move. Elbows are narrow. Tuck your nose right in. Imagine lying on the floor and your lower back stays on the floor and you're lifting up the weight of your head into your crunch. That's exactly what we're doing here. So nose to breastbone tuck in and back up. So I want you to really feel how you're crunching those abdominals. Remember, your hips don't move, slight bend of the knees. Let's do 3 more, curling in and back up and just a couple more. Already feel those abs starting to work. Come back up. Let's just do that one more time. Okay, now this time what you're going to do is curl down, and can you bring your elbows onto your knees? You might push your hips a little further back for this one, possibly. Can you touch your knees? Don't worry if you can't quite get there. And I want you to keep your elbows in and start to lower your hips down. Don't worry about how far you go. I know definitely I've got some knees to consider here. Keep your elbows onto your knees and then gently lift your elbows up, straighten out your legs and roll yourself all the way back up. So big compound move there. Elbows are narrow. Let's go again. So we crunch forward, keep going and bring your elbows right down if you can onto your knees. Don't worry if you can't quite get there, and then start to sit down. And again, don't worry if you can't go too far. Please be kind to your knees. Into your squat, then lift your elbows off your knees, start to straighten up and restack, and we're going to do that one more time. So again, little nod of the chin, getting into that rounded spine, then bring your elbows right into your knees, then sit back down, and then rebuild and roll yourself back up. Stand tall and open your elbows out wide. Great work. Now keeping your elbows wide, just over to side 1 and center and side 2 and center. Let's do that one again. Over to side 1 And back to the center. And side two. Superb. One more time each way. So it's really thinking about that sideways bend through the spine. And up to center. And over. Great work. Now, bring your arms out and down. If you need to, for some balance work, if you want to go and stand by the wall, that's absolutely fine, the back of the chair, okay? We're trying to work from here, but obviously I want you to feel completely safe. Farmer's March, so we're just practicing at the moment, we're just prepping, getting everything warmed up. We're just going to lift one knee, and you're going to hold it here for one London town, and then back down. And lift the opposite side, 2 London town, and back down. So that's the pace we work at. And 3 London town. Now, when we do the exercise, we're going to have the weights up to the ceiling. So how about you just take your hands to the ceiling now? That one doesn't work for you. You are welcome to keep your hands to your waist. You can rest one hand on the back of the chair if you need to, but I want you to really think about balancing from your center. Let's just do a couple more on each side. Trying not to sway side to side. Just lift that knee, little hover there. You could say 1 Isle of Wight if you want to, 1 Kefalonia, whatever suits you. Let's just do that one more time on each side. And again. And bring it back down. Okay, fabulous. One more move that we're going to go through together. So quite a bit of balance here. Turn on an angle actually. You're going to take your right leg back and bring your right hand towards the floor. Now, if you feel able to, lift your foot and touch your hand to your left foot. But if you need to, you are very welcome to keep your toes on the floor and come back through. Okay, left hand, left foot, lower down. Work on that stability. If you're happy to lift your foot, terrific, but please don't lift it if you don't feel stable. Now, you've got the option of resting your hand to the wall. So as you take your leg back, same arm, same leg, reach forward and down. But we are going to progress it. So let me give you an option. Remember, these are all suggestions and you work at the level that is appropriate for you. But let me just show you. I'm going to take my right leg back, my right hand down. I'm going to lift my leg. And then as I come back through, I'm going to carry on with my leg and I'm going to take my opposite hand forward. Okay, so as I take my right leg back, I bring my right hand down. And as I come back through, I lift my right leg up and bring my left hand across. Okay, have a go. Doesn't matter if we're all falling like Skittles, provided you feel safe. Okay, fantastic. I want us just to finish, arms nice and floppy, and just a little sideways bend, back to the center, and roll down, and roll up. And opposite side, sideways bend, back to the center, roll down and roll up. Let's do that one more round. Sideways bend, up to center and roll down. Roll up, opposite side, sideways bend and center. Roll down, roll up. And I want you just to circle your arms for 10. And 9, this plant's a bit big. I think I'm going to get a smaller one. And 8, 7, superb. 6, great work. Stand tall. Remember, work from your center. There's no movement through the spine. Let's just do 3 and 2. Wonderful work, everyone. And 1, fabulous. Okay, so you're not going to need your weights to start with. And I'm going to give us about 45 seconds on, and then we have a break. And then whilst we have a short break, I'll tell you what's coming up next. Okay, so exercise number 1 that we're going to start in a moment. We're going to have small arm circles, okay, just about the size of a tennis ball, and you're going to have one foot off the floor, and we're here, and then we swap over. All right, so I'm going to set my timer. Do step off the mat, give yourself a bit of space. All right, are you ready? So we've got 3, 2, 1, let's go. So small arm circles here. Fabulous. Hold it here. You're aiming to just keep as stable as you can. Let's do another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep the arms going. Swap the feet over. Keep the arms going. Halfway. Great work. Brilliant. Circle those arms. Stand tall. Strong through your center. If you need to hover your foot here, of course that's an option. Otherwise, you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Exercise number 1, put to bed. Okay, we are now going to pick up a weight. I'm going to go for a medium, okay? And we're going into our halo. Wide stance, out and around. We know this one. We've done this one plenty of times before. So I want you please to grab your weight. Are you ready? Nice wide stance. You're stable. Okay, little bend of the knees. And I will just reset my timer. And off we go. So out and around. Now try not to let the weight go below your chin level if you can. Okay, so you're not coming down here. Keep those elbows high. And the idea is that you don't have to move your head. Okay, if you're struggling with the weight, go much lighter. But I want you to think about your stability from your center. So as you challenge that range through your shoulders, you're working those abs to hold you upright. Little bend of those knees. Each time change direction. We've got 5 seconds to go. Last 3, 2, 1, and that is time. Okay. Exercise number 3, leg 1 tabletop, and we're going into an aeroplane. Down from one side, up and over, okay? So we've got 5 seconds to start. Are you ready? Arms to your side, leg 1 tabletop, and into your aeroplane. Squeeze those abs and side to side. Woo, don't look at me. Okay, don't look at me. Look at something on the wall that doesn't move, and up and over. Okay, we've got halfway. So back to your center, swap it over, other leg, let's go. It's a bit of a spicy one, this one, isn't it? But I want you to really feel those waist muscles working for you. Doesn't matter how far you go. And again, don't look at me. Look straight ahead at something on the wall that doesn't move. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to your center and have a breather there. Doing brilliantly well here. Now we're going to our crunch with a weight. Now, if you feel you're safer without the weight, you can come back to how we practiced it here. Otherwise, you're holding a single weight and it's right in under your chin. Okay, remember here, your hips don't move and you're curling forward and back. So you're really working on the shape of the spine. Okay, got just under 10 seconds. So pick up your weight, little bend of those knees. Okay, bring the weight right in under your chin. Are you ready? We've got 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So I want you to make your spine as rounded as you can and then restack it. So hips don't move and you're curling through your spine and then rebuild. And again, see how many you can get. We're probably looking at about 8, 10 repetitions. So making your spine rounded as you curl in, lengthen through that spine. So think about how we prep for this one, how we brought our elbows right down onto our knees. So we're sort of recreating that shape. Okay, and back up. And again, we've got 5 seconds. Last 3, 2, and 1. And come back up. Fantastic work. Okay, where are we going next? Now we're going into our good morning. Option 1, hands to the back of your head. So for this one, your hips do travel and your back stays flat. Option 2 is to take a weight. Now this is going to be a little bit more challenging and have the weight to the back of your head. So obviously don't go too heavy. And then the same thing again, hips travel back and then you restack. Okay, are you ready? Got about 5 seconds. Option 1, both hands to the back of your head. Option 2, that way. Let's go. So we're going to send those hips back as we fold forward and back. So the shape of the spine doesn't change. Little bend of the knees and we send those hips back as we hinge forward and over, and then push against that resistance. So you can be working with your hands to behind your head, and as you come back up, you can push your head into your hand. Let your hands be the resistance. So if you're not safe with the weight, that's an option for you. You've got 10 seconds to go. Hinge forward, squeeze those abs, and push into the weight. Last 3, and 2, and 1, and come back up. Goodness me, start to really feel those abs working, don't you? Okay, so the next exercise is our single leg, right arm, right leg, and we swap each time. Let me remind you, I'm going to take my right leg back, my right hand down. I come back through. I then have the option of taking the other. We're not swapping. We're doing one and then the other. I got that one wrong. Sorry, everyone. We're not swapping at all. Okay, we're staying on that one side. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Right leg, right arm. So slide your right foot back, right hand to the floor. Lift your foot if you feel safe. Bring it back through, and then you have the option of lifting your leg and taking your opposite left hand across. And then again, right side. Reach down and through, and then come back up and touch. So right foot goes backward, right hand goes towards the floor, and then reach through. And if you feel safe to, lift your leg and reach through. We've got 5 seconds, and then we're going to go straight away onto side 2. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this one straight away. Side 2, left leg, left hand, come down, come back through, and then bring that left leg forward. And you can just bend your knee if you want, and just tap to your knee. And then again, remember, you've got your toes on the floor if you need. You don't need to actually lift your foot off the floor. Come back through, and if you want to extend it, reach. Woo, where am I going? Reach and tap. Fantastic. Remember, your abs are working to give you that balance, to give you that support. Reach forward. Brilliant work, everybody. Got another 10 seconds to go. So stability straight through the standing leg, but squeezing those abs. And again, so if you need to, keep your toes on the floor, but just have your foot really light. 3, 2, and 1. And there is our time. Let's have a breather from that one. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going into our slow motion farmer's march. So for this one, both weights, please. If you need to keep your weights down here, you can. Otherwise, weights are to the ceiling. Sorry that my weights are off the screen. Are you ready? It's a slow motion. So we're going to lift one leg, and it's one London town, and lower and swap. Little pause at the top, holding those weights to the ceiling and using the strength of your center to give you balance, to give you support. And breathe. Needless to say, the weight, what you consider to be a medium weight, will be totally relevant to you. So you want to feel pretty challenged, but always safe. That's what I would say as your guideline. Feeling that you're challenged, but you know you're safe. Make sure you lift your knee up above your hip line if you possibly can without leaning back. 3, 2, 1, and bring your weights back down. Fantastic work. We have one last exercise to do in this round. Hold the weight in front. We're going into our standing bicycle. So as I said, a lot of balance work here. So we rotate, taking the elbow towards the outside of the knee. Now, if that's a little challenging for you, make it a much smaller move. Don't lift so high, and you can twist like so. All right, so that absolutely is an option for you. Okay, are you ready? Oh, just taking that back. There we go. 3, 2, 1. So option 1, lift higher and take your elbow right to the outside of the knee and across. That's a little intense. Then don't lift your leg quite so high, but get that spine twist nonetheless, okay? So make sure you're getting that twist through the waist and you are lifting one leg so you really challenge your balance. Get that twist. Well done. And breathe. Come on, work on that spine twist. It's slow, 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 slow. Don't rush it. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we have got a rest there. Well done, everybody. Great work. Okay, roll out those shoulders, and you might want to just have a little release, and then we're going to do it all over again, I'm afraid. So you might want to just give the waist muscles a bit of a stretch. Fantastic. Perhaps a little roll down. You've got about a minute and a half left. So just gently keep moving. Do grab some water. Don't get cold. Okay, and then we're going to go back through it. So challenge yourself a bit more this time. Now you know what's coming, okay? But as I say, because obviously I'm not in the room with you as well, that's sort of something I'm very conscious of, is to stay safe. But for example, when you're coming down, if maybe this time you had your foot on the floor, perhaps this time just lift your foot a tiny bit. If you were lifting your knee a little bit, see if you can take your leg further out, okay? You could have one hand on the wall for that one, but again, remember, you are really working from your center. Okay, we've got just about 20 seconds till we start again. Okay, let me just get rid of that. Come back to my timing. Where are you? All right, fabulous. So we're going to go back to, what are we going? Oh, we're going back to our arm circles. All right. Good. Let me get my timer set up, and we are ready in 5 seconds. So stand tall, arms out long. Are you ready? One leg off the floor, and let's go. Circle those arms. Now, can you go a little quicker this time? That's the idea, to challenge your balance. A little bit quicker if you possibly can. Keep that length through the spine. Well done. Keep going. Keep that leg still. Squeeze those abs. Okay, you ready to swap over? One foot to the floor, opposite foot away. Go on, go a little faster with those arms now. You know you can. Keep going, squeeze those abs. So think about all the power in your balance here. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Nice work, everybody. Have a breather there. Excuse me. Okay, so we're going for our halo next. You know what, my timer's playing me up a bit at the moment. What are you doing, you silly thing? Okay, so we're going for our halo next. Pick up the weight. Now remember, the weight doesn't go below your chin. So no bringing it down here. And the action is right out and around your head. Okay, we got 5 seconds. Until it slightly. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Nice wide stance with your feet. Little bend of those knees if you need to. Out and around. So here again, strength through your center. If you're not really feeling it, then this could be an opportunity to go a little heavier with the weight. Take your time. You don't need to move your head at all, because you're taking your arms right the way out and around. Well done. Brilliant work, everybody. We've got 10 seconds. Fantastic work. Okay, last 5. Keep the weight high. 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back down. Super, well done. Okay, great work. So where are we going next? Oh, we're going to our aeroplane here. Okay, side to side. All right, so let me just sort that timer. 5 seconds. You ready? 3, 2, 1, and aeroplane. So to one side, back to the center, and over to the other side. We're going to stay here. All right, and again, up and over. Back to the center and around. Can we do another 10 seconds on this side? Stable through that standing leg. Squeeze into your waist as you come up and over. Take your time, work slowly as you like. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to the center, swap feet over, and keep going. Now, a little tip here. The foot on the floor, make sure you press into the ball of your foot. Okay, don't let all the weight go into your little toe. Press into the ball of your foot, press into your heel, and my goodness me, give those abs a squeeze. Okay, 10 seconds here, well done. Last 5. Excellent, lovely balance, well done. 3, 2, 1, and come back and roll out those shoulders. Fantastic work. Okay, so from here we're going into our crunch. So again, if you want to, you can have your elbows narrow. Otherwise, you've got the weight right into your chin. 10 seconds. Okay, so for this one, remember the hips don't move. Alrighty, are you ready? So let's go. We're going to curl forward and in. We're trying to really lengthen the spine. Try and touch your forehead to your knees and then restack. So of course you might make it a smaller movement, but you're lengthening your spine, tucking your nose right in and then rebuilding. And I want you to visualize yourself. Imagine yourself lying on the floor with your knees bent, feet on the floor, and lifting your head and shoulders up off the mat and then curl back down. So your hips don't move. Squeeze those abs as you tuck your chin in and come back. Remember, as an option, instead of the weight, have your hands to the back of your head with your elbows really narrow in. Remember, don't let your hips move. We've got 3, 2. Let's do that one more time. And 1, and come back up. And we've got rest there. Well done. So from here, we go into our good morning. So this time the hips do move and the back doesn't change shape. Our back doesn't change shape. Or you've got the weight to the back of your head, either both hands. Now you can press with your hands. So you've got that resistance there as an option. Otherwise the weight. We've got 5 seconds to go. Are you ready? Little bend of those knees and let's go. So we hinge forward and back up. So this time the hips travel backwards and the spine stays the same shape. So we really identify the difference that in the crunches, we were curling up and down. This time we stay neutral and we hinge and we let those hips travel back as we fold forward and then the hips come back upright as we stand up. Remember to hold the weight if you've got it. Don't let it just sit on your neck. Alternatively, if your hands are there, when you come back up, actively push into your hands. We've got 5 seconds. Squeeze those abs. Last 3, 2, 1, and that is a break there. Well done. Great work. Okay, so what have we got coming up? So now we've got that really challenging balance one. Right leg, right hand, and then through to the left hand. Okay, so about 10 seconds. Fantastic work. So all about strength through your center to give you balance. Are you ready? Right side only. Let's go. Right leg, right hand. That hand, if you can tap your left heel, great. If you can lift your right leg, all well and good. Those are suggestions. And then if you can, bring your leg out in front and tap your foot. Otherwise, leave your toes on the floor and don't reach quite so far down. And as you come back through, just lift your left knee, lift your right knee and just tap your left hand to your knee instead. Okay, so just play around with it, either which way, just keep moving, challenge your balance. Coordination, strength through your center. Okay, got about 8 seconds left, and then we're going to go straight onto the opposite side. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight onto the other side. Let's go. So it's that left hand, left foot, and then come back through, and then see if you can reach your right hand across. Really good for balance. And as I say, coordination, and breathe through this. So remember, a little reduced movement if you need to. And as you take your leg away, if you want to keep your toes on the floor and not reach quite so low, then that's an option for you. Okay, we've got 10 seconds. Well done, everybody. Brilliant. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Does get the back to the thighs, that one, doesn't it? Well done. So now we're going for our slow motion march. Okay, grab your weights, 10 seconds. Arms to the ceiling. Alternatively, arms are here if you need them to be. Are you ready? Let's go. It's a little pause at the top and lower and swap. Little pause at the top. So you should be pushing against those weights. They should be pretty tough. Okay, that's their challenge. In addition, of course, to your balance. Well done. And again, lift here, pause at the top and lower, and again, lift. Great work. Good, 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 good. 15 seconds to go. Keep those arms long. You've got the option of having your arms down by your sides if you feel that one's better for you. All right, we've got 5 seconds to go. Well done. Super balance. 3, 2, 1, and bring your weights back down. Wonderful. So we're going to finish this one with our standing bicycle. Rotate like so. All right. Woo, good work, everyone. Got about 10 seconds. All right. Okie dokie, last 5. Let's get ready. 3, little bend of those knees, wide stance. Let's go. So we twist. Now, if that is a little intense, remember, make it a smaller move and turn through your waist. But make sure it's your upper body that rotates rather than your knee coming across you. You need to get the twist through the spine. So turn. So if you're lifting your foot not quite as high, make sure that the elbow goes right around to the other side. That's how you'll get the challenge into those waist muscles. About 15 seconds to go. Well done, everybody. Keep going. Last 10. Get that twist. So don't just bring your knee across you, but get your elbow to go to the other side. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, and that is time. Great work. Okay, so let's just stretch that out. Well done. 2 rounds there. 8, technically 9 exercises done twice round. 1 arm down by your side, 1 arm to the ceiling, and just stretch up and over. Now, often we have a quick stretch at the end of the class, but today I've factored in time for us to have a little bit longer, but also just to keep going with our balance and our coordination. Come back up. Opposite arm up and over. Stretch it right the way away. Fabulous. Okay, and come back up. And now into roll down. So from here, little nod of your chin and just roll over and down. Then I want you just to hang here. Take a bend of your knees and straighten them out, but stay hanging down. So we're going to give the back to the thighs a little stretch because you probably really felt them in the single leg work when you were taking your leg away behind you. Little bend of the knees and straighten. We're going to do that one more time. Little bend of those knees and straighten and roll yourself all the way back up. Keep going. Carry on and take your arms to the ceiling. Now have your arms straight. Hold your head between your arms and come up and over and reach your arms away. Stretch out back to the center and lower back down. Let's go again. Float those arms back up. Keep your arms straight and reach over to the other side. Stretch away. Really enjoy that stretch through your waist and come back to your center and lower down. Let's roll down again. Little nod of your chin forward and over and down to the floor. And roll yourself all the way back up, 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 up. One last time, carry on and take your arms to the ceiling. Let's go over to side 1. Come back to the center, bring your arms back down. Great work. And again, arms up to the ceiling. And over to side 2. And come back to the center. Now this time, open your arms out wide. Okay, and I want you to have your knees bent. All right, and we're going into our spine twist. By having the knees bent, we're much less likely to take the hips with us. So I want you to turn your ribs away. Rotate. Keep your arms exactly in line. Back to the center and away. So remember, as I turn to my left, I want to watch that my right arm doesn't sneak across me. So my arm stays exactly in line. Back to the center and away. So as I turn to my right, I'm slightly pushing my right hip forward, back to the center and away to my left. Keeping those hips completely stable. Let's do that one more time each way. So keep your hips facing forward and really work on the ribs, rotating as the hips sit still. And out and away. And come back to your center. Fantastic work. Bring your arms back down by your sides. Okay, we're going for a slow-mo march here. So whereas before we had a little pause, this time we're going to add arms to the ceiling, and we're not pausing at the top with the leg. So lift and lower, and lift and lower. Lift. Now, when you lift your arms and your knee together, don't lean back. Okay, so quite a bit of balance here. And again, we've got our coordination. Every time you lift your knee, can you lift it just a little higher than your hip? So you're putting load into the front of the hip. Try not to lean back. Let's do 10. Not all of you, you'll work at a different pace to me. Some of you might be a little quicker than me. Some of you a little slower. That's okay. I'm halfway here. Great work. Got about 3 for me. Some of you may be just a little bit behind me. Okay, I'm going to do one more on each side because knowing me, I probably didn't count accurately. And back down. So just finishing your round of 10. Okay, now what I want you to do is stick your bottom right out behind you, bend your knees, take your hands onto the fronts of your thighs. And I want you to arch your back, stick your bum out. Now nod your chin, tilt your pelvis and tuck your tailbone right in underneath you. And again, arch your back, push your hips right out behind you. And again, tuck your chin in, tilt your pelvis, tuck your tailbone in underneath you. Let's just keep that one going. Arch your back, head's relaxed. Head can just sit quietly, head's relaxed. And again, into that rounded spine. Let's just do 2 or 3 more like this. Fabulous. Great work. So really working on as much movement through the spine as you can. And back in. And again. Okay, and from here, just roll yourself back up. Stand tall, and I want you to take your feet wider apart. Legs stay straight, and I want you to fold yourself forward and over and hang. Feel that stretch through the backs of the legs. And just turn and walk your hands around to the outside of one ankle, foot, lower leg. Come back to the center and walk around to the other side. Come back to the center and roll yourself back up. So take your feet wider still if you need to get your hands to the floor. Let's do that one again. So we're going to hinge forward and over. Feel that stretch through the backs of the legs. And walk your hands around to one side. And really work on that rotation there. Come back to the center and walk around to the other side. Come back to the center. Now this time I want you to have both hands to the floor. And I want you to bend your knees, little squat and straighten. Great one for the hamstrings. Little bend of the knees and straighten. And again, little bend of those knees, get into the backs of the thighs and straighten. Let's do 3 more. Little bend and straighten. Just a couple more here. Well done. And just one more like this. Little bend of the knees and straighten and roll yourself all the way back up. Carry on. Continue with your arms up towards the ceiling. And open your arms all the way back down. And again, carry on. Bring your arms up towards the ceiling. All the way back down. We're going to do that just one more time. So you got a really strong wide stance here. All the way up. Bring your arms back down. Superb. Bring your heels in towards each other and then bring your feet in. Walk it back in and just roll out your shoulders. Fabulous. Roll those shoulders away. Great work. Okay, just a couple more here. And really get your shoulders to travel as far as you can. So collarbones in, lift up and squeeze. And let's just do that one again. Right up, out and around. And just to finish, take your head over to one side. Let the weight of your hands, so don't pull, let the weight of your hands sit here. Just encourage that length through the neck. And breathe. Great work. So you're not pulling, you're just letting the weight of your hand sit here. Fabulous. Now take your hand away and gently bring your head up to the center And over to the other side. So again, let the weight of your hand sit here. Just encourage your head over. And again, just breathe. Just another 10 seconds or so. Wonderful. Take your hand away. Gently does it. Bring your head back up to your center. And just turn and look away to one side. Back to the center and away to the other side. Let's do that one a couple more times. Back and away. Last one like so. Come back to the center, and just to finish, last but not least, make sure you've got plenty of room around you. We're just gonna take a little squat here. Sweep those arms through and lift to the ceiling. Little squat, sweep those arms through and lift to the ceiling. Let's just do 4 or 5 more. Breathe out as you lift. Breathe in as you swing through and lift. Let's do 3. Breathe in as you sweep through. 2 and 1 and relax. Superb work. Well done. I hope you enjoyed that. Lots of balance work, quite a lot of coordination, always strength, really focusing on the whole core area. And when we talk about core, we're talking about the muscles that attach the upper and lower body. So abs and thigh muscles, buttock muscles, back muscles. So lots going on there. Well done.